Some VIPs just arrived. They just had a roadblock here. He's just let us go through. Is there a helicopter in there? Normally, yeah, there it is there. It's probably somebody military. There's a helicopter there. Here they come. Somebody from Bangkok. Sun's just come out. It's been hawking with rain down here, but sun's just come out. The pro up at the club was just telling us that the big army boss is coming down from Bangkok, so all the soldiers are out. All out, bloody cutting the grass and making everything look good. Where is it? Oh. Hang on, here we go. Hello. Just got in the car and fired it up. Sorry about that. A bit dark here, but I'm just about to pull out at home. We're going to go for a drive. Well, actually, I'm going to go for a drive. It just started pissing with rain as I decided to pull out of the house. So I've got to go in and pay the rego on my car, and I've got to go and do my 90-day report in Thailand on the visa. I'm on retirement visa. Every 90 days I have to, it's like being on parole. I've got to report my location, where I'm living, and so but I'm going to go and do that. It's been a lovely morning. I've been out in the yard. I stuck a bloody, was raking up leaves in the yard, and the thing snapped in half and stuck the bloody rake in me chin. But anyway, I decided to go in and do this stuff in town now because I've got the rest of the day with nothing to do, but it's now pissing with rain. So I'm going to turn you around so you can have a look. Yeah, as I say, it's been a lovely morning, but then this just kicked off. It's just blown in, so give the car a bit of a wash anyway. So just to give you a little bit of an update, here in Ranong we are still in a double red, no we're not, we're in red colour for COVID. The government's just made an announcement. They're going to start relaxing some of the restrictions next month, starting from next week. They haven't gone into detail yet, but they're still getting 20,000 cases a day here in Thailand. The government's saying it's peaked. You still can't sit down in a restaurant anywhere and have a meal or a beer. You can't sit in the bar anywhere and have a beer. You can only hide behind a tree and have a beer if you want a beer. That's the way it is at the moment. We're going to go for a drive into town. Sorry, I think that guy was just having a piss there. My apologies. You've got to feel sorry for the Burmese. This is the way they transport them. Everywhere they go, it's in the back of the car. Doesn't matter how hard the rain is. They get treated like third-class citizens around here, to be honest with you. They get them to do all the work, and they treat them like shit. So we're heading up the mountain here now, as you've seen this in other videos, but I think we've come up here in such a big rainstorm, but I'm damn sure once we get to the other side of the mountain, this is going to give up this rain and the sun will probably be shining again. Let's wait and see. Anyway, progress has come to a grinding halt, obviously, here. I want the rain to wash the car. I don't want this bloody red dirt making it dirty again. You can see the skies are already getting brighter on the other side, so I dare say this will disappear shortly. As I thought, just popping out on the other side of the mountain now, on the Ranong side, and you can see the rain's coming to a halt. You even see a little bit of blue sky out there, but it certainly did come down just for that 5 minutes it's taken to come over the hill. Hasn't been a landslide for a while, but that one there is looking perilously close. Won't be long before something else comes down here. Just an extra 1-2 kilometres now, there hasn't been a drop. You just see the tail end of these sprinkles, but out of the mountain, 1 kilometre further into Ranong, and not a drop of rain. Wow. No seat belts. Have a look around Ranong. I'm going to go down towards immigration now, but everything stops between 12 and 1 for lunch. All government departments, they all just down tools and walk off the job. Offices everywhere. You can't get anything anywhere between 12 and 1. Okay, well, I just popped into a hardware. I'm down on Sapampla Road now, which is... Oh, right, shut up. Yeah, I just went to 2 other hardware stores where I normally go, and they're both shut. I thought, is it a public holiday? But I don't think it is. Probably had a case or 2 positive cases or something, so they shut shop for a few days and give it a spray out. But anyway, I just found one back there on Sapampla Road. So immigration is down here, but I'm still a little bit too early. They'll all be off scoffing their lunch down. I might poke my nose out to the Kopayam pier and see what's going on out there. Yeah, it did get down to the fact you needed to have 1 shot of a vaccine and a negative PCR test last time I was going to go over. But since then, they've just shut the island down totally, I believe. Anyway, go down here and see what's happening. In front of me now, this, you can see the water doesn't look so bloody clean, that ice, but anyway, that's going down to a fishing boat. That'll go out, they'll put it onto a fishing boat, and that'll be they'll crush it up, and the fishing boats will go over to Burma, and which I believe they can do again now, and they buy it in bulk. They don't actually go fishing, they're supply boats that come into Ranong. They go over there and they'll just buy fish in bulk. In these blue barrels you can see everywhere, pile the ice on top of it and bring it back. I think I've mentioned before, by the time seafood gets back here into Ranong from Myanmar waters or whatever, Andaman Sea, wherever, it could be 6 weeks out of the water by the time it gets back here. So around this idiot, not sure what he's doing. Like we're going to get a bit more rain, so it is that. Whoop, it is that time of year. Premier tourist destination. in Ranong, where we are now, Ranong, is these islands. You've got Ko Chung and Ko Payam, but we're down here on Sapampla Road, right down in the bowels of the seafood industry. The air stinks, and this is the first impression tourists get when they come to go to the islands. You would have thought after all of these years they would relocate the pier to somewhere a little bit more attractive than down here in the middle of but I'll just drive in here and see what's going on. All the shops are shut, so my friend's shop is shut there. I'll do a U-turn. No, nothing going on there. I can see the yeah, all the ticket sellers are gone. All these little shops are shut. No cars over there in my usual car park. God, this is tragic, isn't it? While we're down here, I'll go for a bit of a spin right down into Death Alley, and we could have a look around down there. I don't really want to get out of the car down here. They have had a very big increase of COVID down here, so except for the fact you can't get a beer, you can't sit down in a restaurant and all the usual garbage. I don't want to sound like I'm waffling on, but just about had enough of all this crap. It's one way of saving fuel there, my friend. Straight across here. Oh, I don't know what sort of a view you're getting there, but Sapampla Road we've come off now, and we're sort of heading down now to Bar Klong, which I think I've told you in previous videos means river mouth or something similar. Boat yard there just in front of us. Boat repair yard. Oop. Fella up on there. This is one of those supply boats that goes over into Myanmar. We've got my aircon on recirculate, so don't think I'll look, use this one here in her pajamas. This is it's just after lunchtime. I think it was a he, not a she. But anyway, it's funny how when you're reading all these COVID reports at the moment, all around the world, doesn't matter where you are around the world, you're getting reports of how many men have contracted COVID and how many women have contracted COVID. But I don't hear any stats about all the other new genders we've got now. It's only, we only seem to be getting stats about men and women, which is a bit bizarre, isn't it? I'm getting a bit political now. I better wind it back a little bit. Yeah, this used to be called Death Alley, probably is still called Death Alley, I guess, but we're right down now, almost to the end of the peninsula, and this is really heavy. This was all brothels along the left here many years ago, little karaoke brothels, and it was not unusual to have somebody stabbed, shot weekly, daily really. You know, once they get liquored up, pickled on the Lao cow and all the other extremely cheap alcohols there are available, then the brain starts to wander and anything's possible beyond that. And now we are at the end of the We're at the end of the little peninsula. I don't know if you can see through those, through the nets and through to the other side, but those little islands you can see over there, that's Myanmar just on the other side. So no fishing, that sign says there, written in Thai and Burmese. If you saw the colour of the water and smelt it, you wouldn't want to fish out of there, I can tell you. I don't know what they're working on there, but you get an idea how they, you know, this is it all coming in on the supply boats, as they say, then it gets reprocessed here, resorted and auctioned off from here. So I don't know. Boss sitting down there started staring at me, so I'll move on, I think. Once again, as I say, they're all Burmese labourers. Every single one of them there will be Burmese labour, and there's one Thai guy sitting at that table right in the middle supervising the whole thing. I'm not being derogatory, don't get me wrong, it's just the system. It's the way it has been here for many years. It is a border, it's a border town. It is what it is. You know, I say this used to be full of prostitution years ago, probably still is, but it's a border region, and it's also a region where you've got people that living in poverty. You've also got the fishing industry and all these Burmese on the fishing boats coming in and out. You know, the sex trade started to evolve around their needs. They spend months at sea, then coming back in, and you know, and the labour issue is what it is. Thailand's been a wealthier country. Burma went tits up, as we know, after the English bailed out, and things have been tragic over there ever since. Up until about 10 years ago, things started to look promising, but then with this recent coup again, military taken back over, I doubt anyone will ever bother investing. I know of companies that have lost millions and millions of dollars over there just since this coup in the last 12 months, 2 years, and COVID's not helping as well, but the military coup has screwed them right over. Invested in high-rise hotels and this, that and the other, and it's a basket case over there now with the military in charge. But anyway, don't want to get political, as I said before, but too late, I already have. Yeah, so the labour, the Burmese is the labour because it's a much poorer country, and the Burmese can get paid so much more coming over here and working over here than what they can get in Burma. So it's sad that they've got to do that level of that standard of work, and the money they're getting is not great, I can tell you now. It's very poor money. 100 baht a day. 100 baht is about $5 Australian, and that's good money. You know, if I sit down to have a few beers, and 100 baht is gone in an hour. That's how tragic it all is. A motorbike shop here, that'd be a good business. Plenty of motorbikes around. I'll go straight ahead up here, and if I can get across this without getting killed. These ice boxes here, I don't know what's... I'm looking for some seafood where I can get out and maybe take some video without... They don't like you videoing, I've got to tell you, because it's... No, I won't go into it, but they don't like you videoing. This is the main sort of delivery processing area. They have a huge auction in here. Looks like they've got a bit of seafood in there at the moment, but once again they don't like you filming. I think this is a one-way, everyone's pointing the other way, but there's the ice there, you know, those big blocks. You see the guy there with the big blocks? They then crush it and it goes onto the boats. Burmese transport of choice for the ladies anyway. I'm not going to go walking in there. I can see all the red warning signs everywhere. This is a hot spot for COVID at the moment, so I'm going to still stay in the car with my aircon on recircle. I can see a lot of seafood in there actually, but now's not the time to be looking around in there. Yeah, but this is the main pier to go to Kortong, to go to Myanmar from Ranong. And it looks like there's some people kicking around here, but I'm not getting out, as I say. I'll reverse out of here now. But that is the main pier. You come to here, get yourself a little long-tail boat and you can go over. It's about a 30-40 minute trip across to Myanmar on an open air boat. You can get a boat on your own for about 300 baht. He's working 12 hours a day at the moment. They're doing day shifts, night shifts, trying to stop the Burmese from sneaking across the border, which is an impossible task because it's such a porous border. It's so long and there's so few people to guard it. There's so many different ways to get across, by boat and further up by land, and so it's a never-ending job trying to stop them from coming over. And of course COVID's running rampant over there at the moment in Myanmar, so that's why they're trying to stop them from coming here. And I'm about to pull into immigration, which depresses me at the best of times. Always so complicated here at immigration. Anyway, I'm just a few minutes now before they finish their lunch, so I'll pull in here and hopefully there won't be too many people here, because I also hate that, standing around with all of these. Normally the Burmese all come in the morning, so in the afternoons it's getting pretty quiet. Okay, so I'm going to turn you off. I'm not taking the camera in there. I'm going to turn you off and I'll see you after I've hopefully got this immigration done. Okay. There's that done. It took about, well, I was 3 or 4 minutes early, but anyway, it just took me 5 minutes after they opened. My 90-day report, so they know I'm still alive. I don't know why we do it, but anyway, right down here in Sapampla, in the heart of COVID, or the worst of the COVID, they make me come down and sit down here. You can do this normally online. There is an application, you can do it online, but it's never bloody working, and it certainly hasn't worked for me. So I just tried this morning to do it online, and it just says I go and report to immigration. So down I come into the heart of COVID, 60 years old. I've had one shot, but I'm still at risk. But they make me come and sit amongst all this COVID just to do a stupid 90-day report. It's bullshit, I tell you. Anyway, something positive coming up, I'm sure. I hope. Okay, now I'm done in Sapampla. I'm going to go and get a bite to eat, and then I'm going to go and try and register the car. but we'll just do a zip through the main street. But this main street that we're in now, Ruangrat Road, it's bloody hard to say, but anyway, all along here you can see all of the people that have got the businesses or own the shops along here. They're all very, very culturally Chinese. A lot of the names on the shops are actually written in Chinese characters. But the sad part I'm seeing at the moment, I don't know the full circumstances, but not so much this end of the street, but from this point, this is now the Burma market, which look, business as usual in there. Business as usual, so much COVID around, but anyway. Yeah, from this point on, whoop, send the kid out first, that's the way, darling. There's a lot of signs on shops for rent, like the shutters are down and the building's for rent, and that's a bit of a shame, because this is a really quaint main street here. A lot of character. I was here yesterday, I don't know if you can see it over there, that's a pharmacy there. I was here, oh sorry, not yesterday, the day before that, trying to get my get some medicine, and the lady told me don't come back here. She said it's too dangerous for foreigners here. She said, you know, the Burmese, they're all, you know, they've all got COVID and whatever, so, and she's spraying the air with something as she's telling me this, but she said it's safer for me if I go to the hospital to get my medicines. But anyway, yeah, so a lot of the shops down there, they're all shuttered and got for rent signs all over them, so that's a bit sad. Here comes the rain. I was going to stop and get myself something to eat, but I'll probably get a wet ass instead. I'll keep going on up here while I'm I was going to turn right there, but I'll keep going along the main street. This is sort of where the nightlife of Ranong in the good old days, which are almost impossible to remember now, but this is where all the little bars and nightclubs and bands all along this stretch here. It became a lovely spot of a night time, and this is where I had my restaurant all those years ago. I had a restaurant here for about 10 years, 10 or 11 years, and I'll just grab the camera there. My restaurant's been pulled down now. It was sort of all made of wood with grass roof, and it was very, very popular with the Thais, but it was there, but that's now the people that own the land, they've built that now, the English pub there now, but that's where my restaurant was all those moons ago. It was a lot of fun. I was sort of the first Farang or foreigner restaurant in town. It was unique. We had a lot of Western food on the menu. It was an open air style. The Thais loved it. The good old days, but you know, Ranong's not what it used to be now. Full of crazies. Anyway, let's go and get that bite to eat. There you go, there's me lunch. Patrapal Moor and Morning Glory. Well, we'll turn that off. Stop raining. Oh, that was lunch. That was bloody lovely. Now, wash my hands bloody 50 times already today, but the paranoia. Let's go and try and register the car. Okay, fortunately the car registry is next to the restaurant, so a few cars in there, bloody hell. Might be a little bit on the busy side. Let's go and see. Back it in here. I might leave the camera on. Yeah, alright, yes. You're a little bit oversensitive. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, before I go to my little beer stop, that just cost me 2,888 baht to register the car for another year. You got to have mandatory government insurance, which I think is about, about 600 baht. So the mandatory government insurance. Oh, hang on. Oh. There's about. Here we go. A couple of quick beers at my secret little spot. So you guys can join me for this beer, but don't tell anyone where it is. I bet you don't know where it is. Anyway, handy little spot. They don't mind me letting me have a little beer here. We're out in the middle of the jungle. There's nobody around, so you know, taking the precautions, washed my hands, got my mask, doing everything right. You know, if it's in there, I'm going to catch it, but otherwise, I shouldn't catch it. Anyway, enjoy. Hello, Indi, how are you? What are you doing? You called me up the other day, but I